Hi guys,
Hello.
and welcome back for another live stream here from Logosol Portable Sawmills in Härnösand, Sweden. If you are interested in Logosol and our products, please visit our homepage. Go to logosol.com where you can find all pricing and more information about Logosol and our products online. And please remember to sign up for our newsletter to get the latest news in your inbox. It could be everything from new products, campaign offers, and a lot of inspirational content here from Logosol. We have done quite a few live streams last year, almost 100 live streams when we sum up 2020. And if you want to view all live streams again, you can do that by visiting our YouTube channel, go to Logosol Portable Sawmills, or you can go to our Facebook page as well, and that's also Logosol Portable Sawmills. Today I have my colleagues, or we are here.
Yes, we are here.
Karin Edholm,
Hi.
Per Karlsson,
Hello.
the champs of Logosol.
And Andreas Alvåg.
Yes.
Today we are going to have a look on the B751 Pro that we have behind us. Me and Pelle are going to set it up, do the last settings, line up the band wheels, set the correct height of the blade, and do the small setting and tweaking that's necessary to get the most out of your milling with the Logosol bandsaw mill. And we're also going to look at a lot of features that are Logosol unique and that are that makes our sawmills really competitive and excellent in performing.
We are very proud of them. And they are developed and produced here in Härnösand, Sweden. So really nice products.
So we're probably going to use 30-40 minutes just to have a look at the settings and to show you that it's not very difficult and to do them as correct as possible to get a blade that's lined up or that's true against the sawing direction, which gives you the optimal setting for cutting straight. So, and while me and Pelle are doing all the hard work, Karin is going to to take care of the chat.
And I also hope I have a hard work with all the questions that you send to me, and I ask the guys, so we can reply directly in the live stream.
And
so keep me warm tonight.
and also we will hire Karin for being a camera woman as well, so that we can show you some close-ups from the back of the saw head, where we're doing some of the settings, so that you can see exactly where and what we are doing. So welcome, enjoy. I hope this will be interesting and that you will have a lot of questions so that you can keep Karin warm.
Yeah. Welcome.
Let's go.
Let's go, let's go.
So, Mr. Per Karlsson,
Yes.
bandsaw mill expert here at Logosol. We are going to start by, let's see, we have the camera over there. So, first of all, we've actually removed the blade, because that's the first setting we're going to do is without the saw blade. And we have also removed the adjustable blade guide rollers as well. We are not going to use them now when we do the first settings. So we have our sawmill here. It's a B751 Pro. with the 18 horsepower Vanguard engine. It can cut logs up to 75 centimeters in diameter. It can be equipped with a lot of different accessories, such as a tow board, hydraulic tow board. We have the log loading and log loading equipment. We have a trailer kit.
And the XL clamps.
And the XL clamping systems as well.
Longer log clamp.
Did I say that we have a trailer kit? I think I did. So it can be equipped with, you can grow with the sawmill. I think you can say that. You can start off by with the standard B751 Pro and then add accessories as you go, or as your business grows, or as your need grows into handling more logs. One thing about actually all our band sawmills, we have the fixed height adjustment system. It's not fixed, but we have the height adjustment in fixed steps, which means that you get the exact same thickness on the boards you're milling each and every time. Since it's fixed steps, we have one full turn is 1 inch on the handle, and one full turn is in increments of 8. So one step, one increment is 1/8 of an inch, which is basically the curve, which means it's really easy to accommodate for the curve while you're milling, and that makes it make the exact same movement every. Doesn't matter if the saw head is down here or up here. You move the saw head exactly 1 inch per turn wherever you are, and it's exact. So let's go over to the setting and also have a look at the band wheels. The band wheels are designed as fan wheels, and that is intentional. We have the spokes on the wheels are turned the other way, which creates an airflow. So when you're milling, we're actually creating an airflow around here and throwing the sawdust out on the other side. And we've also tried to minimize surfaces in here where sawdust may get caught or just fall down and sit at. So we've done a lot of things to keep it as clean as possible. Fan wheels, almost no horizontal surfaces.
Yes.
And also this lid, it's really super convenient. We can lift the lid completely up, and it gets caught by a
little hook.
Up here, so that we can work when you're replacing, changing the blades, or any work you may do here. It's very easy to lift up the cover, and you have all space to work here. So first thing to note is that when you are doing the setup, it could be beneficial to have it set up level. So because then you can use like a spirit level to compare surfaces if they are true to one another. So we've actually done that, so we can use a spirit level like this, a small one, easy to use. It's magnetic as well. So it's not necessary to set it up level, but it actually makes it a whole lot easier to make some of the adjustments even though you can do them anyway. So, I mean, if we look at it this way, the sawmill is level lengthwise, and it's level side to side as well, which means that we can use the spirit level to compare the band wheels, for example. So if we know that the rail is level, if we put the spirit level on the wheel or on the spokes, we can, if it's necessary, and this is the first setting that we're going to do, we're going to set the band wheels absolutely square against the sawing direction, so against the rail. So the wheels are supposed to be completely vertical on the left and right side. So that's the first setting we're going to do. And on this side, the wheels are actually already vertical. So we'll go over to the side where Pelle is and check there. And on that side, we need to make an adjustment.
Yeah.
And that it's not only just because Pelle is on that side.
No.
So,
But this wheel is a little bit out of angle, you can see.
yeah, it's further.
Should go out.
Yeah, the top of the wheel sticks out more than the bottom.
Yeah.
So we actually have to push the band wheel axle down
Downwards. Yeah.
to get the top of the wheel in and the bottom of the wheel out.
And we can show just
Is it time for close-up?
Yeah, it's close-up time.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the makeup for Pelle.
We have our first question,
Yes.
and it's
Can you see that from there?
yeah, in the camera. Yes, absolutely.
Very good.
A price question. How much is this bandsaw? A very common question.
Yes, and if you go to logosol.com, you can find the pricing on all our products. So go there and then check the sawmill category and then band sawmills, and you can see the price for the B751 Pro that we are using right now. And you can find all other prices on the other bandsaw mills as well. We have 3 different bandsaw mills. We have the standard B751. We have the B751 Pro that we have here with the more beefed up rail, the same type of rail that we have on the B1001. And then we have the B1001, which is our biggest bandsaw mill that can handle logs up to 1 meter in diameter. So go check that out, and you can find the pricing there.
And on the website, you can also find contact details and markets where we have distributors. You can find contact details to them.
Exactly.
So now you've loosened the lock screw.
Lock screw here. Loosen this first, and then you undo the lock nuts here. And what I've done now is I've screwed this outwards a little bit so I can adjust this bolt downwards.
Yes, so that we can get the wheel moving that way by pushing the band wheel axle down.
There. So we're adjusting that a little bit downward.
Yes, and I think that's good.
That's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so now the wheel is perfectly vertical.
Yes.
We can actually show it from this side as well
Yes.
to see how how I'm just putting the spirit level against the two spokes here. And here you can
Sorry, I misunderstood.
there you can see
Okay.
that it's completely straight. It's not out of angle.
Yep.
But it's more of a rough adjustment that we're doing now. We're actually going to do this adjustment or double check the adjustment again when we put the blade on, which we will do in a minute. But you can measure this with other tools as well. This is the spirit level is good and easy as long as the mill is set up level. But you can also use this carpenter square. If you have something that's square in the bottom, something flat that you can put it against, you can actually check to see if the wheel is tilted back or forward or not. But a spirit level is easy to use, and it's just a rough adjustment. You'll see later on when we'll do the fine tuning. And I think it's now when we've done this, it's time to put on the saw blade. And good to mention is that it's good to wear gloves. The blades are really sharp. And when it's this cold outside, as it is now, it's good to wear gloves anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Necessary, I would say.
Necessary. And now Pelle will tension the blade, and we have the band tension indicator on the inside here. So we have an orange disc that's in front of the band tension spring. So that disc has to pass these indicators. So yeah, that's good. So now we have the correct tension. We can just spin the wheels by hand and let the blade adjust, or let the blade move to a position where it wants to be. Right now, before adjustment, if the wheels are way off, the blade may move forward or backward, or even fall off the wheels.
And since the cover here is open, it's quite easy to, if you watch it here, you can see if you have also a bend, for example, between the blade, the band wheels when the blade is on.
Exactly. The blade can actually, between the wheels, if the wheels are set incorrectly, the blade can be bent outwards. And if they're bent outwards, it means that the blade is too far back on the wheels. The blade can also be bent backwards in against the cover, which means that the saw blade is too far out on the wheels. So by adjusting on the back again, but now we're adjusting the toe in and toe out alignment, we can actually move the blade on the left and right wheels. So spin it around by hand and see if the blade is in the right position on both wheels. It should be equal. You should be able to see the equal amount of the tooth gullet when you're eyeballing on the side of the band wheel. And as Pelle said, you can look through the back of the blade and see if it's completely straight or not. the blade should be completely straight between left and right band wheels. It should be in the same position on the left and right band wheels. And when you're turning it by hand, it shouldn't move backwards or forward.
And it looks really well now.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
It's a bit further back on that wheel than this, so we can actually do the adjustment here. We can push the wheel in a bit here to move the blade backwards just a little bit.
And then it's the same kind of procedure. You loosen the lock bolt here, or the
The bolt that's threaded in the end of the blade wheel shaft.
yes, and then it's
And then we push on the side of the shaft to force the wheel to turn ever so slightly. And then Pelle made a small correction, and we will turn the wheel by hand, and we can directly see that the blade moved back just a millimeter or so, just with that small adjustment. And then we can just recheck so that it's straight. We have them on the same position. I can see that the gullet is exactly tangent with the edge of the band wheel on both sides. So then Pelle can just tighten the screws again. And just be careful that you don't have the blade too far back so that you damage the setting of on the blades. But we have a lot of space left here, and we see that the blade is running exactly straight between the two wheels. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We now know that the wheels are
90 degrees.
90 degrees against the rail, or exactly vertical. We know that the blade runs true on the wheel and it doesn't move back or forth. So we know that when we'll start it up, the blade will stay on the wheels.
Yeah.
So the next thing is to, or actually, we can, before we put this in, we'll actually measure from the blade.
Yeah.
If you pull the adjustable blade guide out, and we take the sawmill just over a cross bank or a log bed, and we'll use the spirit level again. We can, of course, if we know that the rail is level, we can put the spirit level on the blade itself to see if the blade is parallel with the bed, and put it on over a tooth that's set down so it doesn't affect the measurement. And we can measure in the front part and see that we have we have 308 millimeters from the bottom and up. And then we'll measure the same measurement in the back. And we can see that we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 308 millimeters there as well. So we know that the blade is straight in the cutting direction. Pelle can do the same check on
On this side.
this side as well. And if you want to be really precise, if you're using something that's longer than this small spirit level that we're using, you get more accuracy into it.
It is about 309 here.
Yeah.
We can measure the back end here. About 309
Yeah.
there as well.
If we would have found a difference here, I mean, we know we already set the wheels correct. If we would have found a difference here, we could have adjusted that as well by doing the same adjustment as you saw from the beginning when we just roughly adjusted these. But seemed like we did a very good job,
Yeah.
or you, Pelle, did a very good job.
Sometimes you're lucky as well.
So, because now we have the same distance from the front of the blade and down in the back of the blade, which means that the blade runs straight.
But it's a 1 millimeter difference from it was 308 there and 309.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a very small difference from left to right. And that is also a setting that you can adjust, of course, to get the correct height on the left and right side as well, so that when you're cutting something, it's parallel sideways,
Yeah.
parallel
Yeah.
against the log beds. But 1 millimeter on a distance of 65 centimeters is not very much.
No.
So I don't think we'll adjust that now. But if you were to adjust it, the whole saw head is lifted by chains. And those chains have a threaded rod in each end. So if it's 309 on this side and it's 308 here, we just lift it up 1 millimeter on this side to get it
Can show
exactly.
maybe show it a little bit here with.
Yes, let me get the video light.
Yes. Yes. So you can see there you have.
Yeah, exactly. There we have a screw, a lock screw, and a screw on the bottom. A nut, not a screw. A
Yeah.
nut.
Yeah.
So by releasing the lock nut on the top, we can lift the saw head up by turning the nut here on the bottom. So lift it up. And it's a fine threaded rod, so it's really precise. So just lift it up on that side to set the height on this side
Yeah.
to match the other.
Match the other side.
And the chain is inside one of the beams of the saw head.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was perhaps.
exactly.
Yeah.
We have one chain on each side, and you saw the end of the chain where it's where the saw head or the saw head plate or the bottom plate of the saw head is attached, and it's a really robust construction and it's really precise because it's chains and not wires, so it's got a long length, life length.
Yeah.
And it's nothing you have to worry about really.
No.
And it's the same adjustment no matter how many turns you take on the hand crank,
On
for
the hand.
example. So it's really exact, robust, and easy to use, and really easy to adjust as well.
Yeah.
So we've made the adjustments, we double checked them, and now it's time to put the blade guide rollers back. So Pelle will just loosen the tension a bit. It's much easier to deflect the blade and push them in. And we know that we measure the height to 308, 309 millimeters. And we'll just slide the blade guide rollers in, and then we will tension the blade up again. When we have them there. Like so. And then, of course, our blade guide rollers can be adjusted inwards or outwards to match the blade. It gives the blade support through the cut. It also pushes down on the blade about 4 to 5 millimeters. So if we measure the distance now between the saw bed and the blade, it will be 304 millimeters, 305 millimeters approximately. And that is to give it good support. And then we have an edge, a flange in the back of the blade guide rollers, and they are to prevent the blade to fall backwards or to move backwards too far. But the flanges shouldn't be flush against the back of the blade. They should be. You should have some space there between 3 to 5 millimeters, because the only time when the blade is supposed to touch the flange is when you are pushing too hard, when you have a dull saw blade, or if you adjusted them incorrectly so that they are actually pushing the blade in the back. And normally if you have adjusted them so that they are against the blade, you can get a wavy result, because the blade doesn't like being pushed through the log. It likes to take care of the sawdust by itself.
Exactly, and that's especially if you're encountering very wavy cuts, and for example, if you put a new blade on, or you've checked pretty much all other adjustments that you can do, then it's a very good thing just to look at how close the back of the blade is to the flange.
Yeah, I mean, as you probably can see now,
Oh, sorry.
we have a bit of a space between the back of the blade and the flange here, the edge of the blade guide roller. So if I can actually show that we can actually move it inwards and outwards. And we should have a space of about 3 to 5 millimeters approximately. Another good thing with the holders here of the blade guide rollers, as you probably can see, we have set screws on all 4 sides, which means that we can adjust the blade guide rollers in all directions. And that is something that is very unique for a sawmill in this class, because being able to adjust the blade guide rollers so that the blade is kept perfectly parallel with the saw cut is crucial for a really good cutting experience or accuracy.
Accuracy, yeah.
So now we're actually going to, you know that we've set the blade already. We know that the blade is parallel with the rail. Now we just want to check that the blade guide rollers isn't pushing the blade downwards or upwards. We want them to be exactly straight as we've set the blades as already. So we'll do the check again when we have them here.
You have the little spirit level. Oh, here it is.
A very good place to have them on the ruler.
Now, when we have this close-up, we can just mention again how clean it is under the cover.
Yes.
And that is thanks to the bandwheels that are developed as fan wheels.
Now we can just double check again to see that the blade guide rollers isn't interfering with the setting we've done already. So here we have, let's see if I have it. I want to put it over a tooth that's not set, or a tooth that is set down. So here we have 35, 34, or 304 millimeters. And if we check in the back here as well, it's 32. So now when we put the blade guide rollers here, they force the blade to be like that if I exaggerate it a bit. Which means we have 34 millimeters from here and down, or 304, and 302 here and down. So we'll have to tilt the blade forward or down just a little bit, which means that Pelle need to loosen the one in the bottom, release the one on the top a little bit, and then just follow up with the bottom one. And I can probably measure it at the same time. It should be 800 or 303. Yep.
There.
That's good. Just push it backwards a little bit. Just 301, 2, 3. So now we know that we have the same height here and there, front and back, and then we can tighten everything up again. And if you just want to remove or just adjust the blade guide rollers in and out, you just have to loosen the ones that are in squared against each other. If you loosen those two, you don't ruin any other setting.
Exactly.
Then you can just loosen those two and take it out or put it in again and just adjust it. And then we'll move over to the other side. And we've adjusted the distance in the back and front as well. $31. 31. So here it's the same.
So this side was good.
So you can tighten that up.
quite chilly now.
Yeah, it is. As you can see, it's not very difficult. It's not very hard to do, but it is good to put some extra effort and be very thorough when you're doing this, because you will gain so much more in the long run if you do this properly. So we've adjusted the blade guide rollers, and we can just turn the wheels by hand. We can see that the blade is properly seated on the blade guide rollers on the both sides, and we can actually push the adjustable blade guide inwards. We want to see so that it moves parallel
to the blade
to
here.
the blade, which it does. That is also a setting that you can do. We can move the adjustable blade guide in and out as well, so that it moves exactly parallel to the blade. Because we can have a look on the space in the back of the blade and see that we have the same space between the flange and the back of the blade, no matter where the blade guide adjustable blade guide roller is.
And if you have to make an adjustment like this on the blade guide, you have an adjustment here on the side where you can do that.
Yes, if it's necessary.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is, and then it's really easy to do that adjustment as well. And what we actually left out from the start, I remember now, we talked about everything being level, and the blade guide as well is also important. That it is level.
Yeah.
Because then you know that the distance from the blade when the blade guide is down here or when it's in there, and when you push it out, you want to have the same distance so it moves parallel or level in and out as well. So, but that's it. And we've turned the wheels by hand. Everything looks really good. So let's do some milling. Oh, push the blade guide in, or the blade, adjustable blade guide.
We have a question.
In a bit more. Yes?
How long is the delivery time to get the bandsaw?
Depends on the model, but I would say between 1 and 3 weeks.
And perhaps depends on which market.
Depends on where you
Yeah.
are as well. The shipping time is different on different markets.
Yeah. But contact us or your local dealer and we'll help you out.
And uppe.
Stuken
Nej.
på.
Nej.
Right.
Vänta,
Vänta, den här brädan va?
ta brännan. Så. Du må dra den snett om du ska trycka ner den. Ja, vänta, dra ut den lite.
Oj.
Så. Lyfter du?
Ja. Nej, han vill inte. Nu ska vi se. Just det.
Nu går det ju. Kanske.
Sådär.
Alltså, hjälp Karin.
Räcker det nu?
Nej, vi tar lite. Ta lite till.
Sådär.
Very good. We just slid the log backwards a bit to get space for doing the adjustments. Now we're actually ready to do our first cut. Where's your head protection, Pelle? Ear protection. Head. Protect your head and protect your ears.
Oh, choke.
Så får vi ta in det. Go again, go again, go again.
And here's a good way of checking that the blade is cutting straight as well, so you don't get waves. Is that if you back up with the blade on the same level, you can see that the blade here is level to the cutting surface.
The blade is just scraping off the sawdust. Scraping. So that shows you that the cut has been perfectly straight. So the effort we put in to adjust it properly, even we're using a used blade that we've used before, and it cuts so nice, and the surface is perfect.
It's super nice. Beautiful log. I think.
You can even feel over the knots where you usually get most movements. It's very flat. You don't feel
Great
much
teamwork, guys.
Thanks. Great. Do we have any more questions?
No, we don't.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done.
Well done.
It's been a great afternoon out
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Again, a milling
Again.
Monday.
A milling Monday.
Yes.
A bit chilly, but it was okay.
No, it was really nice
Yeah.
actually. But hopefully you learned something and you now know a bit more about bandsaw mills from Logosol, and that it's not that difficult or hard. It's quite easy. It took us about 40 minutes to do these settings, and of course we were explaining along the way what we were doing and why. But it turned out, as we can see, we got a perfect few cuts here, so we know that we've done the correct things, and we were thorough and made the correct adjustments.
Yeah.
And these adjustments are all described in the manual, but we just wanted to show you, and perhaps it's a bit easier to see it on
Yeah.
live or on video, and understand how easy it is, really, and how important it is.
Yeah, and the system and the features you have shown today,
Mhm.
they are the same on all three models of the
Yes.
Logosol bandsaw mills. The B751, the Pro, and the B1001.
So if you, for example, would get a B751 and later on get a 1001 so you can handle larger logs, it'll be the same adjustments.
Yeah, the setting adjustments, setting up is exactly the same on all our bandsaw mills.
So next week
Next week,
we will show the chainsaw mills in detail from the beginning, how to mill a log on a chainsaw mill, Logosol chainsaw mill.
that's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's probably one of my favorite things, to mill on the chainsaw mill.
yeah.
Even though I like the bandsaw mills as well. I like them equally.
It's gonna be awesome. So
So-
tune in next Monday.
Exactly. So, but anyway, take care. Have a nice evening, morning, whatever
Lunch.
it is, lunch. Take care and see you next time.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.